aliens might be living among us, disguised as humans or in a base inside the moon, according to a new Harvard study. Now, how serious do we take Harvard anymore? I mean, how serious do we take these Ivy League schools anymore? I don't know. It's up to you guys, but I don't take shit. Like, if you graduate from Harvard, I'm just guessing that you're some kind of non-binary person and you have blue hair and you come from money and you have you have the chance, you have the ability to be non-binary because you have the money and the wealth, and people will placate to that, and that's fine. And I'm not trying to shit on any non-binary friends, folks. Be that, but what are you learning? Gender studies? Where are you going to work with gender studies? Okay. There's that video where there's like, I have a study on African history in theater and how it's equality based equity. And it's just like, what are you going to do with that? Can you act? Can you write? I don't know. Like, what did you even study? I don't get it. And you know, it's nice to feel validated that I've been saying this for a long time. You can go back to the podcast from very early episodes. You don't need college. You just need a trade. You need a skill that you're very good at. Just get really good at one thing and you're good, bro. Like, and if you need to go to trade school, I would say go to trade school because we need plumber. Bro, I don't even want to go into the bullshit I'm going in with this plumber. Found out that he's probably on fentanyl or crack cocaine. Don't know. It's been a week, 2 weeks since he hasn't come back, and we still don't have a kitchen sink. It's crazy. We're in the new studio. Things are wild over here. Aliens living among us. Now, let's get back to our thing here. I just had to go on that tirade about Harvard. I have zero trust in this, and you don't need college unless you're going to be a lawyer or a fucking doctor or an astrophysicist. Even an astrophysicist, I feel like you could still do it on your own, learn it on your own. But, you know, whatever. People like the credentials and such. And I hope that Harvard, you know, especially over these Israel-Hamas protests and Harvard, they're going to stay out of politics. We'll see. But a new Harvard study is saying that aliens live among us. Now, if you guys are into the alien shit like I am, you know that this stuff has been being talked about. David Icke, this is lizard people, like all of this stuff. It's been around for a long time, and the idea that they've been living among us has been it's not a new idea. It's not anything fresh, but I guess having Harvard, part of me thinks that the CIA is just like, let's just say it's a Harvard study just to fuck with them, right? So, let's see what this video said. I don't know. Those probably, let's just read through it. Aliens might be living among us, according to a new study at Harvard Academics. A new paper suggests extraterrestrials could also be living underground or in a base inside the moon. Now here's the Air Force. This is, I guess this is supposed to be some kind of flying saucer. I don't know. The study by Harvard University's Human Flourishing Program further puts forward the idea that UFOs, or unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs, may be spaceships visiting visiting their Earth-based alien friends. Now, this isn't a new thing either, where the idea of aliens, what we think as aliens, aren't actually aliens from another planet. And I really like the theory of them being from a dimension of this planet, but in other dimensions and other realities. And that these ships can sort of travel through these dimensions because they're able to propel at speeds that we can't even think about. These anti-gravity, right? Anti-gravity spaceships. So I really like the idea that they are Earth-based. And the fact that you have seen, like, you know, like, was it Ancient Aliens, right? Aliens and spacecrafts have been recorded throughout history. And so to me, it's interesting to think about. Did aliens come down and start civilization as we know it? Was there other civilizations that may have destroyed themselves and aliens come back and try? And when I say aliens, and I'm referring to aliens in this description, I'm talking about interdimensional aliens who are Earth-based. Are they coming back to almost like a project, or maybe it's where they're spawn? Whatever that is, maybe they fucked the missing link, right? Like a Neanderthal or some kind of something, right? Throughout history, have they come through? Have they restarted civilizations here on Earth? Is there a base in Antarctica? I don't know. But it's really fun to think about, right? So it's interesting to think about that these aliens could be from another dimension within Earth. Alex Jones, he believes that there's aliens, which, if there are aliens, is there good and evil aliens? And can they be interdimensional pedophiles? Which Alex Jones is saying. I love that, by the way. That episode of JRE with Alex on it where he's drunk and he's just like, let me tell you what's going on. And it's just fucking interdimensional pedophiles. And you're just like, all right, here we go. It's the Alex that we all love, right? Alex Jones is going through it right now, too. They're trying to end his production company, but I think he won, and I think he's going to be able to keep InfoWars and such, which, good. Fuck him. Fuck them all. And, maybe Sandy Hook wasn't a mass shooting. Maybe Sandy Hook, not maybe. Sandy Hook, it was an unfortunate thing that he did, although there are weird stuff. It's unfortunate that he was saying that it was a false flag operation and that these parents of these mourning parents of these kids who were murdered needlessly and just shamefully were being harassed by his audience. And I think that's horrible. But there is weird stuff. I'm not going into it. We're not touching that with a 10-foot pole, folks. But it is weird, right, that they made an example of Alex Jones the way they did, right? Like, anytime they go so hard on anybody, you got to think, like, they threw everything. What was it, $1.5 billion lawsuit that he has to pay? Like, he's never going to pay that. How is he going to ever pay that? And the victims are saying they want to shut down his social media. They want everything just gone. They want Alex gone. Why do they want Alex gone? You always got to ask those questions. Why are they trying so hard? Why are they trying so hard to keep Trump out of office? Right? Like, why are they trying so hard? And I'm not a Trump fan. Not voting. I don't think I'm voting for president. I think I'm just going to keep it local. But anyways, I'm just so sick of that shit, and I'm looking forward to anyway, I'm getting off topic here. So you gotta think, when every institution is against something, like media, tech, government, corporations, if everyone is against a certain idea, shouldn't you reconsider that? Especially if you're sort of anti-authority, right? Like don't like the idea of being controlled. Why are they trying so hard to control a certain narrative? Why are they trying to say that Joe Biden isn't wandering off when we can clearly see that he wanders off and freezes in place and that the man has suffering from dementia? China. And of course, right on time, the fucking air conditioner comes on. God, it's so hot outside. I have to have it on or else I'm going to boil to death in here, and it's just not happening. I can't function like that. The study by Harvard's Humanity... Okay, we read that. The researchers have investigated so-called cryptoterrestrials. These could be disguising themselves as humans to fit in, may have come from Earth's future, or might have descended from intelligent dinosaurs. And I don't think this is a part of it, but or traveled interdimensionally, right? Like if anybody's ever taken TMT, you guys know that there's other dimensions, whether that's a chemical reaction or if it's fucking you actually are traveling in other dimensions. It's still a reality because it is occurring in your own fucking head, right? Now, I'm not saying everything that happens in your head is real because schizophrenics, they can be a little trying on that theory. But it's like when people are saying that dreams are real because they occurred in your head and you really felt those emotions. So they are real, but they're not real in the idea that, you dreamt of, I don't know, fucking Olivia Rodrigo was your living girlfriend and you guys had a whole life together and you had children and you were in love with her in your dream, right? And then you wake up. It doesn't mean that she's there and that's what happened, but it did happen. Those emotions were felt. It is a reality within you, a real person. And are we real? Now, descended from intelligent dinosaurs, that's interesting. Like, what? But we have had the theory of aliens walking among us, living in human suits for a very long time. That is nothing new. But I guess when it comes from Harvard now, there can be some validity to it. Now that the DOJ has come out and the government has come out and admitted that these UAPs or UFOs are real and that people are seeing them and that people have been hurt by them, right? So there is a lot that's going on here. And it's interesting that they're still being so closed off about it, right? Like we can't handle the truth or something, which maybe we can't. Maybe if we knew what was going on, maybe there's a lot of shit that would crumble. Maybe if we found out that these aliens were our creators, what does that do to religion as a whole? Let's ask AI. If the world found out we are a product of alien creation, what would that mean for religion as we know it? Let's see what AI says about it. Discovery extraterrestrial. Let's see. It could significantly impact religious beliefs. While some theologians are open to the existence of extraterrestrials, others may find it challenging to reconcile with their faith. Here are a few possible implications. Reinterpretation of creation. Religions might need to reinterpret the creation narratives. If aliens were involved in the origin, it could lead to new theological perspectives and how it began. Challenges and anthropocentrism. Oh, I don't even know what that means. The idea that humans are unique creations might be challenged. Religions would need to consider whether extraterrestrial beings have souls or spiritual significance, which I do think that there is some kind of spiritual significance that are going on with these crafts that we're seeing. New messenger or prophets. Religions might have to incorporate extraterrestrial messengers or prophets into their belief system. Now, this is an interesting idea. What if these prophets like Muhammad for Islam or Christ, Jesus Christ for Christianity, what if these are messages that they're passing on from these extraterrestrial beings? And all of this is sort of being disguised in, parables and being disguised in different metaphors on how to live your life. I don't know. Let's see. Realism. Interestingly, the UFO religion called realism that believes extraterrestrials created humanity using advanced technology. They argue that the Elohim, the extraterrestrial species, have been historically mistaken for gods. And there you go. We just did that. What is the other one though? What the and do you think extraterrestrials exist? The existence of extraterrestrial, intriguing question. While we haven't found definitive evidence, the vastness of the universe suggests that statistically likely. Why haven't they reached out to us then? The dark forest. Scientists search for exoplanets in habitable zones, hoping to discover signs of life. What are they called? The antique. Anunnaki, right? Tell me about the Anunnaki. I don't think that's how you say it. Anunnaki is an e-bike brand specializing. Okay. Fuck you, Bing. Fucking Microsoft Edge. I don't think I'm saying that right. What is it? The Anunnaki aliens. Let's see if it. Anunnaki. Pseudo archaeologists. The Sumerian gods, alien DNA. Anunnaki, as transcribed, are a group of deities of ancient Sumerians. In the earliest Sumerian writings about them, which come from post-Akkadian period, the Anunnaki are deities in the pantheon, descendants of An and Ki, the god of heavens and the goddess of earth, and their primary functions was a decree of fate's humanity. They should not be confused with the Apkuli. Okay. Worship. Well, there's a lot that goes into this. Let me see. Find alien. Pseudo archaeology and conspiracy theories. Over a series of published books starting with The Chariot of the Gods, pseudo archaeologist Eric von Daniken claimed that extraterrestrial ancient astronauts had visited prehistoric Earth. Daniken explains that the origins of religions as reactions to contact with alien race, and offers interpretations of Sumerian texts and the Old Testaments as evidence. The 12th Planet author Zechariah Sitchin, yeah, we know him. Zechariah Sitchin, my bad, claimed that the Anunnaki were actually an advanced humanoid extraterrestrial species from the undiscovered planet Nibiru, who came to Earth around 500,000 years ago and constructed a base of operations in order to mine gold after discovering that the planet was rich with precious metal. According to Sitchin, the Anunnaki hybridized their species with Homo erectus via fertilization in order to create humans as a slave species of miners. Sitchin claimed that the Anunnaki were forced to temporarily leave Earth's surface and orbit the planet when Antarctic glaciers melted, causing the Great Flood, which also destroyed Anunnaki bases on Earth. These had to be rebuilt, and the Anunnaki, needing more humans to help in a massive effort, taught mankind agriculture, which of course spawned all kinds of crazy shit, right? As soon as we learned how to grow shit and we could stay in one spot, that's when we started innovating and, leading to where we are now. So that's just this shit goes deep, all right? This shit goes really, really deep. Let's come back here. The study was created to offer alternate, unconventional explanation for UAP sightings and to hypothesize what they might mean and the possibility that UAP may involve forms of non-human intelligence that are already present on Earth's environment in some sense that exist alongside us in distinct stealth. Crypto-terrestrials. Now, isn't that like made up beings or folklore like the Mothman? Let's see what that means. Crypto aliens. Okay. What if aliens are not from other planets? The crypto-terrestrials Mactanis proposes that at least some accounts of alien visitations can be attributed to the humanoid species indigenous to Earth, a sister race that has adopted to our numerical superiority by developing a surprisingly robust technology. Okay, so that just means they're from Earth. Okay, I get it. Moving on. The paper reads, the author became increasingly aware of the depth of evidence and theory that also tentatively supports another ultra-terrestrial explanation, the crypto-terrestrial hypothesis, CTH, our focus here, which holds the UAP may reflect activities of non-human intelligence concealed here on Earth, underground, and its environs. Interesting. Four theories on aliens living near humans are investigated. The first are human crypto-terrestrials, a technology advanced ancient human civilization that was largely destroyed long ago via flood by continued to exist in remnant form. The second is hominid or theropod crypto-terrestrials, a technologically advanced non-human civilization consisting of some terrestrial animal which evolved to live in stealth underground. The paper suggests these could be an ape-like hominid descendant or descendants of unknown intelligent dinosaurs. Maybe the fucking Anunnaki were banging the dinosaurs, bro. Maybe. We don't know. The third crypto-terrestrials are former extraterrestrials or extraterrestrial crypto-terrestrials. Jesus Christ. These would have arrived on Earth from elsewhere in the cosmos or from the human future, respectively, and concealed themselves in stealth, such as in the moon. So there is also this theory, right, where these crafts that we see are from the future, and they're able to control gravity in a way that allows them to bend space and time, and they're able to come back, and they're actually humans that evolved into what we think of now as aliens, which is really interesting as well. Theory 4, dubbed CTH4, are magical crypto-terrestrials, entities which are less like homegrown aliens and more like earthbound angels. Now, what's cool is when you look into what angels, what book is it described by the Bible? So these are what these biblical angels might look like, right? And they're always in these like spheres, right? There's always like some kind of spherical eyeball sort of thing in it. Let me see. Let's just go over here. So there are bits of the Bible books like Ezekiel, that's what it is, contain descriptions that like that. Albeit there are more human-looking angels too, but for ones more similar to the pic above, go read the first chapter of Ezekiel. Right, and so Ezekiel describes these. There is a description of being who appeared to Mary, though. This looks like living creatures. Okay, let me go, because there's a YouTube video that kind of had AI interpret. AI interpretation Ezekiel angels. Okay. What are those eye wheels in Ezekiel?
First, an explanation of blue, and he said that it had 4 faces in the shape of a wheel inside of another wheel. The rings of this wheel were said to be full of eyes, and the wheels followed the cherubim wherever they went. I know it's kind of hard to imagine, but hang in there. I hope to clarify what I think this looked like. But first, back to the original question.
So yeah, there's 4 faces.
The most mysterious visions of Ezekiel. All-seeing, all-knowing. Why is it important for Christians to know about the supernatural realm?
So, you know, a lot of these can be described as supernatural over time throughout religious history. And certain interpretations tend to veer more towards like these cylindrical, has eyes everywhere. You know, these could be, and in fact, aliens or interdimensional beings or future humans, whatever it is. You see these descriptions throughout history, especially when they're floating. I really wanted to find that video where it's like AI. They just punched in the description of from Ezekiel. Oh well, I should have had that ready. I didn't. Anyways. So earthbound angels. The paper says these relate to the world inhabited by humans in ways that are far less technological and magical, giving the examples of fairies, elves, and nymphs. The academics do conclude their theories, especially the elves suggestion, might be hard to take by many people. They add the principal weakness of CTH4, by contrast, is its utter strangeness, particularly for readers schooled to limit themselves to modes of explanations within the bounds of, say, the standard model of physics. And let's see this video. Alien secrets could... Get the fuck out. Could be disclosed by the end of 2024. Let's go. The U.S. government has been ordered to share... Hold on. Let's just read through this. The U.S. government has been ordered to share extraterrestrial secrets by October 18th, which could reveal information about incidents such as the Roswell crash in New Mexico of 1947. Of course, that happens 2 years after we dropped the nuke on Japan. Lawyer Daniel Sheehan has been pushing for the Pentagon to release alien files and claims that the bill that was passed into law last December that set a deadline for the revelation. Now, they were supposed to do that big reveal that was like a 2-page thing, remember that? And it was nothing new in it. It was all garbage. They just keeping it all secret. The JFK files were supposed to come out, and I think under Trump, they remain secret. So it's kind of a bunch of bullshit here, but I don't expect anything new from the government other than higher taxes. That's loud. Let's see what else this stupid thing is saying. All 6 of the United States military services and all 18 of our United States intelligence agencies, all 32 of our United States Defense Department agencies are all ordered to gather together every single piece of information they have acquired pertaining to the UFO phenomenon. Let's keep going. Come on. He has suggested that officials in the U.S. are setting up a controlled disclosure program to roll out the information globally. I had to cough there. Man, that makes such a difference. that fucking AC, man. All right, keep going, baby. Hurry up. Oh my god. What a fucking asshole. So here's the moon. While belief in extraterrestrials is tenable, belief in something like fairies is simply not a live option for many scientists. The paper Crypto-Terrestrial Hypothesis, a case for scientific openness to a concealed earthly explanation for unidentified anomalous phenomena, is not yet peer-reviewed. Son of a bitch. Let's go to the comments. Many experts believe there are alien bases underwater off the Atlantic and Pacific coasts. Some of these Some of these experts believe the USS Thresher got too close to one off Massachusetts and was destroyed. There have been so many reports of UFOs streaking smoothly and silently into the sea. Okay. Munich Triangle HQ. Most aliens go to Harvard. Why is it that when there is a UFO story in the New York Post that the article is so often includes photos of the Avro car, which was developed in Canada in the early 50s and then later became a U.S. Army Air Force project? Am I the only one that has noticed this? Joe Biden thinks that's his Corvette. Joe Biden thinks that's his Corvette. No, I've noticed it also, but you have to give some leeway as we're dealing with the New York Post writers, not the New York Times or the Washington Post writers. Which can we just say New York Post broke the Hunter Biden laptop, and what happened with that ended up being real. Let's not lift the New York Times or Washington Post authors. Those papers are full of shit anyway, lib papers, so they lie for a living. Let's see if this turns into an argument. Those Canadians are hosers, eh? You did photos of Avro car. Let's look at that Avro car. I think I know what they're talking about. Yeah, this shit. There's always a picture of it, and that was in the New York Post. Okay, that's what we just saw. Is that they were just pulling up stock photos of things that look like spaceships. Going back, the Pentagon has blocked every attempt to declassify information on extraterrestrial activity. We all know why. Why? I want to know why. Sadly, there's nothing to declassify. There are no aliens living among us except for the millions Biden is letting across the border. So then the Democratic voters are actually human? Ooh, boom. In your face, Thule 440, my bad. Heston Price, because they want us to think they're hiding something in order to distract from good old malfeasance here on Earth. Based. That's facts. I agree, that's the real answer. It's all distracted smoke and mirrors from the real issues. They might be right, friends. Breaking. Harvard spends millions to create a study that does not study anything, but instead simply reports the fantasies of its authors who for unexplained reasons consider themselves scientists instead of novelists. I think it is incredibly arrogant to think we are the only intelligent life forms in the universe. How very sad if this is true. I think we are just too far behind their advancements to be of any interest to them. Bah ha ha ha. Well, if they are Joe Biden, we'll start sending them money. If they're Joe Biden, we'll start sending them money. Exactly. Others who have wanted to study our culture have not been able to view it via people of Walmart for the past 15 years. Doesn't take brilliant alien mind to say, nope, we're not wasting a second of our time on that planet. Now that I think about it, maybe we should encourage Walmart to open an NYC location, a good old Darwinisk Black Friday discount sale offering $39 for 250-inch HD curved flat smart TVs would do the job. Forget about spending money for the TMLN event, main event. Okay, that's just going on too far. As if anyone needed more proof just how far Harvard students are a serious place of learning wave drop to. Oh, learning have dropped to. Okay, I fucked that up. You could study this too if you're willing to go woke and pay $300,000. I saw an alien the other day at Schnitzer's. Hey, someone just subscribed on my YouTube. Awesome. I saw an alien the other day at Schnitzer's buying the last marble rye. That sounds like that could be something bad. According to a study by Harvard academics, so immediately all credibility goes right out the window. Harvard, your tax dollar for grants for students like this are still going to this joke of an educational institution. We weren't off, friends. Everyone else is feeling it too. Harvard has just turned into such a fall from grace. It's so sad. America we're just late stage empire, son. It sucks. Anyways, like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.